Little Man. What's going on, everyone? Nick here from Little Man YGO, back at it again with perfecting Amaryllis. Hope everyone's having a beautiful Saturday so far. I'm actually working today, but I decided to take a little break from work because I have to show you guys the sauce that is right in front of me. It is a Montage Dragon Amaryllis Monster Mash deck. I know that Montage Dragon has been going around as like one of the best ways to play Monster Bash. And I gotta say, looking at this version right here and playing around with it, it really is. But before I go over and discuss the deck, I gotta let you guys know that we are at 190 subscribers. Thank you so much for all the love and support that we got so far. We have Kazarski, we're discussing Chaos Turbo mirrors and Go Format. We had the Plant OTA 2K combo, and we have the Light Hero Gemini B. 190 subscribers, 60 away from that 250. And you know what happens when we hit that 250. That means we're giving away three, not one, three Amaryllises that are foreign, but they're TCG playable. And that's all that really matters, right? So we saved you guys $40, and all you need to do is like, comment, and subscribe. The more comments that we see from any individual, the more likely we are to pick you, because that boosts us up in the algorithm. It gives us a little love, and it gets us to more viewership at the end of the day. So please continue to show that love and support. Share this video with a friend if they like Montage Dragon or Amaryllis or Volcanic Counter or whatnot. But jumping right into the profile right here. So we have actually a deck that I featured on the channel quite some time ago. It was a Monster Mash variant with Magical Merchant milling through your deck, getting the Volcanic Counter, and just like destroying them with burn damage from Gallus, from Caius, all that fun stuff. But we decided to activate a twist. I see Carpath. I see Zeus Sid. Those guys, they put up some banger content with Montage Dragon. And I'm like, hey, Montage Dragon, you're a level 8 monster. And you know what else is also high level monsters? Amaryllis and Titanials, right? What if we just discard all those big bunguses out of the hand and slam down a 5,000 attack monster that just runs things over, and if it doesn't kill you, the counters will, right? So this is where we got to at this point. And I actually started playing it unrated because like sometimes we can't ruin our new rating. We have a rating system in Edison. We don't want to like destroy that or compromise that or anything. So I went to unrated. I played against like 2 or 3 meta decks, and I was like actually pleasantly surprised on how like well the deck performed overall. It's usually not supposed to win. We have matches against Christia and Blackwings that we're going to be playing in a little bit. But wanted to show you the deck. Some of the side deck, obviously the values are a little cheeky if you hit it up to Merchant, but the plan is to mill your whole deck with Merchant and hit some of the spell cards here. Trading in the main deck here is because you want a good target to hit off Merchant, and because you play 9 level 8 monsters, this card is generally always live. It's like a mini card destruction in a way. Like every time you activate Trade in Amaryllis as is, you are going to win the game, right? So we're trying to do the same thing over here as well. We have the triple Caius, the triple Galluses for additional burn, Battle Fader to stop and stall, Tomatoes to like floats, Witch of the Black Rose, the staple. Then obviously we're back to Burial, Card Destruction, Heavy Storm, and Trade. Man, all these cards are pretty good here. Extra deck, nothing too spicy. Side deck, we have the triple Sirocco against Blackwings, Vayu just in case we mill it, so we could go Armed Wing, which is right in the extra deck here. Cool little tech here. Double Cyber Dragon, Jinzo for the back row stuff, Rykos for the pop things, Black Sea for the Vayu decks, and then Vanity's Fiend for the Froggy Woggy decks. Obviously, we have Brain Control, Cold Wave, and Trunate for additional back row removal. So let's see the deck in action here. First of all, we have a game against Ace Choa only. Ace Choa only. Okay, so what are we doing here, Ace, right? So we have in our standard hand, and we're playing against Lightsworn, which is absolutely bananas, right? So we just set Sangan Pass, and they draw the recharge, and they're getting the Wolf, and they're attacking, thinking that they're just going to hit that, but we hit Gallus the Star Beast because we have the Caius set up in the hand. Cool thing. We activate Gallus, we mill up the top 600, we sack for Caius. They try to herald us, which fucking sucks. And then we just Gallus again because we want to at least hit over the Raikou there. We discard off the Montage Dragon because we realize that we're not going to get any other value off it, or drop a big beat stick, which is kind of why I like this card in this deck. It's a great card to hit off Merchant as well. But he's able to top deck with Plague and Tribute for Christia. Christia, obviously, in Lightsworn decks are in Monster Match decks are very hard to go about, but we actually win this game. So Magical Merchant, milling it out, we get Burial Field, we go 1 piece for Volcanic counter. Then we draw on the Card Trooper, in which we get more mills. All right, so we pop here, we get a draw. We're looking pretty good so far. We do not take the 28 there, and then we fire Card Destruction because we need to like start drawing some cards out of my hands, right? We set Volcanic counter, which is completely fine because that's going to be our way. This is going to be our win condition. It's going to be Volcanic counter. And I know that you guys hate when I mention Volcanic counter, but oh man, the juice is ready to be worth the squeeze. He thinks he's winning this game, and guess what? We have Magical Merchant milling off double Volcanic counters, getting the Heavy Storm, and he's not going to run into it, but that's okay. We burial everything back, normal summon the Dandelion, and then attack, and then burn for 7,500 damage a game. That's how we beat Christia, boys and girls. That's how we beat it. All right. So the next match here, still playing, and then he opens up a God Hand again, double recharge, and obviously we're playing Volcanic counter, so we don't care what they open. We set that, Sangan, and then he tries to do literally the same thing again. Just goes right for it. We go Magical Merchant. He's not able to commit any other cards. We trade him right off the top. We know that we have we're only able to have 2 spells in deck, which is very nice. We should be able to hit a bunch of cards off the top. And we just do so in Glorious Selection. We grab Brain Control, which is amazing. And then we top deck Caius. We've just been top decking amazingly here. So we Caius the Raikou, and then we tack over for 24. I don't think he has Lightsworn in Graveyard, but he has Gores, which is bogus. And then we bring back the Amaryllis for the control states. So he's trying to go Urquazes, but I don't care. We 300 over. We should have banished counter. There's no counter in there. My bad. And we fire Card Destruction because we have a big fat Card Destruction that we want to resolve. And then we draw multiple Volcanic counters. So what we end up doing is we take back our play here, and we just go Plague, summon Armory, make the Brionac, bounce both the cards, attack over, and then we're able to pierce over or crash with one of the dudes with Volcanic counter for game. Very cool stuff so far. So on the game, match number 2 against Blackwings. You know how I feel about Blackwings. It's a bogus deck, but we actually played 2 matches with this guy, and we beat him twice, so that's good. Merchant is able to mill off some Card Destruction, and we have some beautiful cards for Card Destruction. We fire Heavy Storm because we do not care. He takes 4,000 because why not? But we had the most juiciest Card Destruction of our lifetime, and we're able to get a whole ton of tokens right on top. Very, very nice. And we discard the Blizzard out of his hand, which is very nice because he's not able to get follow-up. And then we Lone Fire out, go for Titanium, and then try to hit the Bottomless, but we don't. That's why we double Lone Fire out. At least the good thing there is that we're Volcanic countering back. And it's getting to the point in which it's tough. It's going to be tough for him to win the game. We obviously have this. We can just put down the counter, and then just like, we call this a day. Just call it a day. And then we tribute off for another Titanium. He Torrentials, whatever. We should have just summoned an attack. I don't know why we didn't, but that's okay. We mill 3, and then the game is over. But anyway, on the game number 2, obviously we have like a really broken hand. We can just like throw out Montage Dragon. And here's the cool thing with Montage Dragon is that we can just like casually discard these Volcanic counters out of the hand and have some use for them later. We get Dust Shooter, which is fine. Montage Dragon, draw 2. Card Trooper to mill 3. Hits over Shura. So because we don't want him to get more dudes, and he summons more Boras. God, I hate Bora. All Bora does is run over my Amaryllis and deals maximum damage. I hate that. So we decided to go for it. We just summon a 4,200 attack Montage Dragon, and we get deprisoned. Ew. All right, so then he's attacking with all of his dudes, and there's just like not a clear path to victory here. Unfortunately, the Blackwings did what the Blackwings did best, and actually no. We actually think we do okay because we lose to the Tomato here, which is fine, and then we attack for 17, and we have Dark Arm Dragon, so we're able to pop the entire board with Dark Arm Dragon. Right? We don't have enough like potential damage output just to summon Star Beast, but that's okay. And he summons a Dark Arm on his own, and then the game is just unfortunately over. What are you gonna do, right? They have Dark Arm, we have Dark Arm, we all have a good time. Now, strong hand overall, but I'm going for he tried to make plays when I was going first. Rude, Fireboy. Rude. All right, so he attacks over with Tomato. Tomato gets the Sangan. saying it's Android, which is fine. We don't care about that. We're able to Gallus Attribute over. We hit him for 16. And I needed to calculate the life on the side because my life was not working at the time. Saying it over for there was definitely an argument to have what's it called, Dandelion instead. We're just negating Gale there, which is amazing. So, and then we just attack with Gores. It's dropped. Gores is only okay in this deck, not anything else. And then we run it over. We're hoping to gain an Icarus attack off this, but we don't. So we put Merchant down. He summons Armed Wing, and then Merchant is going to do the thing. I was siding Consecrated at this time, but Consecrated is a bad card, so don't do it, kids. We pick up Trade, and Trade doesn't really do much for us, unfortunately. But it's going to put in a ton of work of adding the Fossil Dyna and the Arm Wing, which is not bad. And then we're able to draw that. And we were going to Black Rose immediately afterward, but he changed the Bottomless Trap Hole. And then we Lone Fire out into tight Dandelion. We melt over. We card destruction out our hand. We're just trying to maximize out the damage output here, just so our volcanic counters mean that we're checkmating him, which is great because we're usually like at that point. So he gets down to 800. This game is just like unwinnable for him. And then the, what are you going to do? He swings over for 13 and then he takes a whole bunch of damage from a counter and the game is over. Game is over. But he wanted a redemption, right? He wanted to redeem himself. And of course, he opens the Blackwing hand of the century right here. I actually still think we won this game also. But going to go Shura attack over with, get the value from the deck, saying it comes down. And then he's just summoning a bunch of big dudes here. Goes that. The Stardust makes sense because you want to protect literally that castle. Gallus of Star Beast, burn for 600, but he doesn't do anything about it, which is interesting. We get a whole ton of like fires within there, which is interesting. So we drop Dark Arm Dragon because we have enough darks. And then he's just a throw repression here. We take 25 and then 28 right on top, which is crazy. And then we set Dandelion because, and then obviously he's just going to compulsive fight back. And then we have the Necro Gardener to protect us and make sure that we're not taking any more damage. We just fire the Montage Dragon here. We have him try to pay 8 as much as we can. So he leaves the tokens alone. He pays 800 again. And then we try to pay, he pays 800 again. So he's down to 500 life. And obviously he can't win the game at that point, which is crazy to think because we were so low and he was just not able to out the Amaryllis without trying to destroy it, which is 3 wins. We take 3 wins. All right, and then we hit the Merchant here. And that's kind of the point that I like with Merchant being able to have Trade as a target because we already have a level 8 in hand that we need to cycle out immediately to start playing the game. We Battle Fader right there, which is fine. We fire heavy. We don't care about the Starlight Road like at all. And then we draw 2 right there. We're just trying to Caius a back row because we're trying to throw down Montage and attack for game. Actually do not think that's a game any other way. But this Montage Dragon is just like putting in the work. Like he's not able to out anything. He's just attacking. So we're just sitting here. We're attacking with a 5400 beat stick. We're just clearing everything. And it's Mother. So he needs to banish off the lure, which is fine. Boys forgetting how to banish off the lure. That's cool. So then he attacks over. We take 1,000 life points and we just like counter him. And then we're able to mill out our parts of our deck. So we hit a couple of Amaryllises. We hit 3 Amaryllises, actually. We hit Volcanic Counter. And then we drop the 2 Danny tokens. So there's literally no point of him being able to win at this point. So he flips over to Dyna to try to clear off the tokens. Like he literally has to play like super awkwardly. And he bottomlesses us there, which is crazy. And then he MSTs and we burial everything back. And there's just simply nothing that he could do. He attacks with any of his dudes. And then I thought he had, some extra life points, but he didn't. So these double counters are going to take in and win the game, which is super cool. Like, honestly, I do like this list a lot. It's a lot better than my first Monster Mash Amaryllis deck that I put together. But the fact that the Montage, like, you got to play all the cards that make Monster Mash good, which I think is Gallus and then Black Rose, the Witch of the Black Rose, and then, Magical Merchant as well to mill out your deck. And then as well as Montage Dragon just being like this house of a card that you could just like drop your whole hand to, as well as and being able to benefit from it too, right? Like you want to make sure that the cards that you send to the graveyard are worthwhile in case this gets stopped. And obviously this got stopped a lot. But in other retrospect, this card did a lot of damage. It did a brick ton of damage, man. And I love giving in big damage, because that's why we play Amaryllis, for the big damage. So anyways, that concludes my video for this Saturday afternoon. Please like, comment, and subscribe for more retro Yu-Gi-Oh, Amaryllis, or I guess we're going to open up packs of Rarity Collection next. And remember, 250 subscribers. So peace. Have a great day. Stay safe.